Hello guys, Goofy Reactor here with another reaction video, and this video is a bit controversial because it's about a dispute which is going on between India and Nepal. This started when Nepal basically released a map, the new map, which showed some of the regions the Indian claims that those regions belonged to them, right? So a controversy started between them, and it was kind of a dispute among some regions in the map, which Indian claims that the regions belong to them, and Nepal claims that it belongs to them. So this video is basically a speech by Ramesh Prasai, who is a motivational speaker and a political speaker. Basically, he's blind, so he is from Nepal. So he says something to Indian media. So let's start the video, right?
Long live my nation, till the life of sun and moon. Namaste. It's me, Ramesh Prasai from Nepal, the country of brave Gorkha warriors, the motherland of Lord Buddha, the land of highest mountain of world, Mount Everest, and a solo independent country since its rise, and also the senior most country of South Asia. Yes, the senior most country of South Asia. There was not any other internationally recognized state in South Asia before Nepal. If you talk about India, India was never a single country. It was fragmented in many small states such like Bengal, Punjab, Maratha, Mysore, etc. etc. Indians say that Britishers colonized India, but I say that Britishers unified India. So my country never became colonized, and today I am here to answer our Indian friends, and especially the Indian media, which is being like a bloody propaganda unit of Adolf Hitler in nowadays. Indian media, and especially the media persons like Arnav Goswami, they pretend to be nationalist. They pretend to be nationalist. Actually, they are TRPists who modified the truth for their TRP business. Because nationalism doesn't mean to disrespect other nations. Nationalism doesn't mean to disrespect others' territory and sovereignty. Nationality is not the hypocritism. Mr. Arnab Goswami said that
He's very
Nepalese would
famous
be dreaming
journalist, by
if
the
they
way. He
think
just
that
got shot
Kalapani and Hipulek will be theirs.
recently.
Mr. Goswami, you would be dreaming if you think that Kalapani is your territory and it will be yours. It's our territory and it will be ours. It was never in your territory. I will come to the issue of border and Indian media later, but first of all, I would like to heartily condemn the hypocrite statement, the ungrateful statement of Indian Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Naravane. I had no idea about that. The largest democracy of world, India, has this kind of indiscipline and random protocol in which an army chief speaks about the international political border issue. How ungrateful and repulsive are you, General? Look at your war history. Even Indian media accept that the Gorkha regiment is the best regiment of Indian army. So where are they from? They are the sons of our soil but fought for your soil. From Bhim Bahadur Devan to Major Dhan Singh Thapa, your war history is full of those brave names. And you are feeling proud to capturing their borders who died, fought and suffered for your borders. Don't be over hypocrite, Mr. Manoj Mukunda Narvane. If I want, I can put your arrogance down in 1 second. In 1 second, because I properly know the fact history of Indo-China war in 1962, but I won't do it. I don't want to embarrass you. We Nepalese respect India, Indian army and Indian sovereignty, but you also must respect our sovereignty. Now let's talk about Indian media. I told it earlier, Indian media is being like a bloody propaganda unit of Adolf Hitler who want to modify the truth, but truth is truth and it will never be modified. Indian media said that the Nepal's government working in direction of China. Our country, remember, our country Nepal was never colonized and never in slavery of others. That's your culture, but I don't want to talk about that. You know what the main problem is? The problem is that some Indians, I said some Indians, not all of Indians, Some Indians have a psychological problem, a psychological inferiority complex, because in different periods of history, the Indians had bitten by different empires. In sometime Mughals, sometime Britishers, they had bitten by different empires, so they have an inferiority complex. Nowadays, they are saying that Nepal's government is working in direction of China. That is because of their inferiority complex to China. Look at the history of 1962 war, how the China defeated India, how the China occupied the 42,000 square kilometer land of India, and in nowadays also the Chinese soldiers kicking the Indian soldiers in border. India cannot do anything with China, so some Indians want to impose the inferiority complex towards China in Nepal. A gimmick nationalist of India, a TRPist of Indian media, Arnab Goswami said that Nepal is trying to occupy the Indian border. No, never. There was not any dispute about Kalapani. This is our territory. You have occupied it and you have made the road. In 1962, during Indo-China war, the Indian government requested Nepal's government, please let us make a defensive position in Kalapani because Chinese can attack us from this side. So the Nepal government accepted the request. Arnab Goswami said that China is nobody's friend, but it seems that Indians are not the good friends. We allowed you to stay in our territory, in Kalapani, because of friendship, because of our helpful culture in wartime. But what did you do? You fully occupied Kalapani and now you have made the Lipulekh Mansarovar road. And you people are saying that Nepal is trying to occupy your territory. Someday, if someday you stay in Mount Everest and you will say that it is ours, will it be yours? Mr. Goswami, at first complete your research before saying anything in international issue. At first study the maps which was made in 1827 after Anglo-Gorkha War, 1856 and 1905. At first study those maps and discuss. Mr. Goswami, I am blind by birth, but fortunately you have visual power. Why don't you utilize that, damn it? There are many problems in India and China. The border issue, the trading issue, the war in 1962, etc., etc. But we were never involved in that. We are not asking you to give your territory. We just want to save our territory. But because of Hippocratic psychology, inferiority complex, which I told you earlier, because of that psychology, you always try to dominate the small nations. Your country is also suffering from that problem, that psychological problem, which caused mob lynching and Hindu-Muslim riots in your country. But I prefer you to visit Nepal, Mr. Goswami. In Nepal, Muslim Max Temple and Hindu become involved in Muslim ceremonies. Even the coat which I am wearing is gifted by my Muslim friend Firoz Khan. I can't understand one thing, why the Indians' hearts are burning when we are building the friendly relation with China. Nepal is neither a protected state of India nor of China. It's a sovereign country. It's a free country. And free what since its rise. So Nepal has its own right to decide the foreign policies. You guys don't have to worry about it. Your problem is that according to Nehru doctrine, you still follow the Nehru doctrine in your security and you guys want to access on Himalayas. For that, you occupied the Sikkim in 1978. But my politicians, I'm proud of my politicians in this case. My politicians of Nepal could be greedy, they could be corrupt, but they are not the traitors like Lindup Dorje who kept his head down to your legs and hand over his free nation Sikkim to India. I also can't understand the narrow mentality of some Indians, over-nationalist mentality. Some Indian media and some Indian people criticized Manisha Koirala by saying that she is in favor of Nepal. Don't you know that? Manisha Koirala is the daughter of our soil. She went to India for her job, and you people did not do any favor to her. She earned her status, her stardom, and her success by hard struggle. Even she did not talk against India and in favor of Nepal. She is in favor of justice because Kalapani, Lipulekh and Limpiadhura is our land. If the Indians will be relieved from bloody propaganda of Indian media, and if they will know the truth, they will also be in favor of justice and favor of Nepal. At last, I would like to clear that our Prime Minister KP Oli has not made any new map. Actually, our map has been republished, which was modified in 2032 BS because of some traitors bought by Indian government, not by Indian people. And I would like to request all our Indian brothers and sisters to search the fact but not follow the TRPist like Arnab Goswami. We have the bilateral relation, special public level relation in India and Nepal. We respect you. Even I had spoken in Hindi because we respect your language. We respect your culture because our culture has many similarities, but not in case of our domination. If you want respect, you have to give respect. Otherwise, you don't deserve to be respected. We don't have to let our bilateral relation to be broken because of these political dispute and problems. We have public level relations. We never boycott your films, your songs, your serials. They are all popular in Nepal. Your people work here like businessmen, labor, and even the toilet cleaners. Our people also work there. They are businessmen, laborers, security guards, chowkidars, etc., etc. So we have our own historical and cultural relationship. We have to give respect to each other. And finally, I would like to request you all to study the historical facts. Kalapani is our territory and it will be ours. Either you agree or disagree. There are many options. Our government called your foreign secretary for dialogue, but they are denying because your government knows that they have occupied the territory of Nepal. Kalapani belongs to Nepal and it will be ours. There are many options like international diplomacy, like United National Court, but I wish that will be solved through the dialogue, that will be solved through the mutual understanding of both governments, and the government relation and the public level relation will be recovered. And I especially wish Mr. Arnab Goswami, the TRPist of India, to get well soon from his disease of hypocrisy. At last, I would like to say this loud and clear. The government of Nepal and we all Nepalese are fully assured to get Kalapani written because Satya Meva Jayate. Thank you.
Alright guys, this was the video and the conclusion is he used very straightforward words for Indian government, Indian media, and especially what he called the Chief of Army Staff of India. That was a bit disrespectful in my opinion, because the Chief of Army Staff is a very high rank and he have achieved that rank. So you have to prove your point, but you can stay in the circle of respect. On any other point, I agree with the guy. He have stated all the facts, historical facts, present facts, all the facts. He have stated all of them, and I stand with the guy. And he have presented very beautifully and how India occupied the region that actually belonged to Nepal, right? So I personally think, a personal wish, and I pray that this dispute may be resolved by some dialogues or any kind of United Nations dialogues, or any kind which doesn't involve violence or any other. I hope it doesn't lead to any violence, let's just say that. And on this note, let's end the video and hope and pray that this dispute ends without any violence. right? So with this, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, please subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what next video you want me to react on. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.